Hi, I wanted to show you all 165 are on the hook. I think it's actually 164 once you've chained the 165 and gotten going. This stick is about 16 inches long and all of the stitches do fit. It's best to have your ends tucked into your notch and then they don't tend to fall off. Another rule is it's best to always get them all back on the hook, not to end in the middle of a row, because then when you pick it up it's hard to decide whether you were taking off or putting on. But right now you've got blue on the hook, so you need to take off with purple. So here's my purple, and I'll just it's going to take a while for me to get across, but you yarn over, take off 2, and you do that all the way across. My mother-in-law used to make these in 2 sections, so she would put half of the loops on at a time and make 2 panels and then join them up the middle. And you can do that if you want to, but later she decided just putting them all on the hook at the same time seemed easy enough. And as you go along, I forget exactly how many rows are in an afghan, but it gets heavy to work with and sometimes your arms will hurt, just the weight of the afghan as you're doing this. But I have made probably 50 of these. And Red Heart, I wanted to show you the package. They make your color for years, so you don't have to buy all your yarn at once. It seems that there's fewer ounces in the variegated than the solid, so you'll probably need more variegated than the solid if you go with that, or you can choose 2 solids. It's best to choose 2 different colors, although I have made afghans in a solid color. As you're learning, it's just so much easier to do the 2 different colors. And you can see that one side is going to be purple and the other side is going to be variegated. So they're very attractive afghans. I don't generally put the fringe on anymore. I usually have pets, and I don't like the pet hair getting in the fringe, and it's a lot of work and a lot of yarn to make fringe. I will probably just single crochet a couple of rows on either end of this afghan and call it done. And I'll make another video when I get to, well, maybe where I've got it half done and then all the way done. What else was I going to say? They are washable because you're making it with this Red Heart yarn. And although Red Heart is a cheap yarn, it's a really good one for this afghan. They stay quite attractive for a long time, and then if you really feel that they're worn, you can just knit a new one. Okay, we're getting there, So you can see I just keep pushing my yarn towards this tip and yarn over and take 2 off all the way across in one color, and then you'll turn the stick and do the same thing with your other color. And I think that's how much I'll do in this video, is back and forth in one color and back and forth in the other color. And just keep going, and it does take a fair amount of time to complete an afghan, but it's an easy stitch, and you just pick it up whenever you've got spare time. You can take it with you. You have to guard against breaking the tips off from your hook, and if that happens, you can super glue them back on and do a little bit of sanding with an emery board and just keep going. there's a lot of stitches per row. If you're a beginner, you might want to count how many are in your row so you know that you're not losing stitches. Because if you lose stitches, you'll probably end up with a shawl rather than an afghan, because it'll start going in. You want it to stay square or eventually rectangular. I was watching YouTube videos, and there's a lot of people who do this Cro-hooking, but they kind of do it a different way, and I'm teaching you the way that I was taught. And this is the way that my mother-in-law made hundreds of these afghans. I think we all make them for everybody that we know, and sometimes make them for people we don't know. I think all my family members have at least one. And they're so comfortable, the way that they, cling to your body as you're watching TV in the wintertime. Okay, we're getting to the end. And I am going to show you that important part, and I'll probably stand behind the camera so that you get it looking right. You can see how long this is, and all of that fit right on. Let's see if you can see this. Oh boy. Huh, here we are. I've got to hold it about here. You're going in the same loop. You pass a vertical bar and go in your same loop, yarn over, and then take it out, leave it on the hook. Now before crossing that blue vertical, I will go in this purple, trying to figure out where the camera is. Go in the purple horizontal, over and out, and leave it on the hook. Okay, you've got 3 on, and you've only crossed 1 blue vertical. Then you're crossing the next blue vertical and going in the purple horizontal, yarn over, and then pull out. Okay, so that's what you need to do on that end to keep it square. Now we go back across, in, over, out, in, over, out, and there probably are 164 stitches. I never did count. But you can see that this is square. I'm not losing any stitches. As you do this, your hook will get smoother, and the wood kind of turns to glass as you make, oh, I don't know, maybe 10 afghans with the same stick. This is not my best stick, but it's a good one. I gave the best one to my sister. As a beginner, it's kind of nice to have one that slides easily. This one, the tips are pretty nice. And then as I'm pushing down, the stitches don't slide as easily as they probably should, but that comes with time. and you keep a nice even tension. My tension right now is even, but it's seeming a little tight, and you'll see as I get to the end it's getting more of a struggle to push and to fit them all on the hook. But it is very possible, and I wanted you to see how you can put them all on and work your Afghan all at once. We've got, I haven't measured, but you can see that across, it's going to fit across your body quite nicely because it is quite wide. It's over a yard. It's easy to talk to people while you're doing this, or watch TV, or wait for your tires to be rotated, or oil changed, or whatever, maybe a soccer game if you have kids doing that. Alright, so you see as I'm getting to this end, I'm going to catch it in that notch, and then as I'm loading the hook, they should stay on rather than come off that end. Wish I had more to tell you about this Afghan as I'm doing this, but it is pretty simple. Can't remember, I've knitted a few Afghans too, but I think for Afghans I do like this the best. I should have put some music on. At least you could listen to music while you watch me. It's another thing you could do while you're crow hooking is just listen to your favorite music. Okay, we're almost to the end now. This is why the training video with 10 stitches was nice. You could see the whole process, but I wanted you to see what it's really like if you do an Afghan with the first chain of 165 stitches, and how you operate and how they do fit on your hook. Okay, I'm to the last purple one on the end. And if you wanted to leave now, you could, you've got your stitches safely embedded in the crease of your hook, and they're all on. And I haven't counted, they're probably 164. So now that you've got the purple on, you turn the hook and take off with your blue, and you get your stitches ready. Alright, yarn over and take off 2. The first time you do it, they're 2 purple. Then the next time it's 1 of each. Yarn over, and I'm taking off a blue and a purple. So yarn over and take off 2 all the way across, and you'll just repeat what you saw me do with the purple. I think I'll end this video now, and I'll come back when maybe this is halfway or so. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.